Welcome to the Random Encounter Show. I'm Deathstalker 5, coming in for 2024. Our first episode of the year. I've got a lot of news, a lot of things to talk about. This episode will be probably more chaotic than normal. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff on my mind. This will be a very open table, open discussion community video. I try to keep this channel as community based as I can. Therefore, it's important, I think, at least to me, that we stop and we have a discussion and we talk about what direction we're going, new things, things we're not going to do anymore, this kind of thing. That way you can put your input in the comment section and we can have just a discussion on it. Yeah? Oh my goodness, there's a whole lot to talk about. For those of you that have come in after the holiday special, glad to have you. Make sure you hit the links below in the description for our Facebook page and Facebook group, both are which are, for whatever reason, they're starting to grow along with our YouTube channel as well. Very happy to see that. But you can definitely get more involved with the fun there. As far as what we're doing, though, I don't even know where to begin. Where do we begin? Let's talk about some gaming I'm doing. Yeah, we'll be giving gaming advice out this whole episode. So if you're here for the gaming stuff, don't worry. You'll be getting it. As far as my personal gaming goes, for the last, I don't know, week and a half, I'm taking a full dive into RuneQuest 3rd Edition or Deluxe Edition from Avalon Hill. And as a solo campaign over in the lands of Zolafel, the southern lands of Glorantha. Yeah, currently exploring the Big Rubble and the New Pavis areas of the map. Not going to get into RuneQuest 3rd Edition here too much, but we'll save it for another episode. But really, it's how could it not be just a masterpiece of some of the greatest RPG systems of all time, especially 3rd Edition. I mean, RuneQuest is up there, but the 3rd Edition, oh my goodness. It just plays so well, and I love that it's not locked into any specific setting pertaining to the rules. What else has been going on around here? I've come to a terrifying part of being a gamer. Yeah? Make sure you have something to drink, by the way. You're probably going to need it. Yeah. I was looking at our game collection and looking at all I wanted to do for 2024. Because I have some big announcements. And I had to be honest with myself. I said it's time to let a bunch of stuff go. And I don't know if I'm the only person out here guilty of this. But I haven't had a regular group for gaming in I don't even remember when. It's been a long time. 2013, 14, I don't know. And even that wasn't too regular. But I would hang on to mostly board games, always thinking to myself that if we ever got a group back together, if I ever somehow got group gaming going on again, these would be fantastic things to have on hand. Yeah, I sit there and imagine to myself, that somebody comes over and for whatever reason they want to play board games or something. And I just pull out hit after hit after hit because we got some hits. Yeah? But anyways, just had to be honest with myself. I said, look, when's the last time I've played any of these? Heck, most of them have sit on the shelf for years and they're still, the components and stuff are still mostly sealed. I mean, it's just being honest. So we're cleaning up the game collection. I need space for projects we're going to be working on and finishing this year. And we can use the funds for helping get those projects to the finished goal. So we've been selling stuff. And I got to stop and give a big shout out to Thad Weston. I believe Thad might be short for Thaddeus. I like the name Thaddeus. It sounds regal to me. Thaddeus the Great. Thaddeus the Terrible. I don't know. But anyways, Thad, he jumped in. He bought I had 3 of the Dungeons and Dragons adventure games. I mostly bought them for the miniatures and for the tiles and such. not to use for the board game, but to use for my solo RPG hobby. I never really ended up doing that because I wasn't so impressed with the miniatures and the dungeon tiles themselves. While neat, uh, they were so similar to all the other. I had 6 of these. Yeah, so I said I'm going to sell 3 of them that I never even busted the plastic on the components or anything. He jumped in. He wanted to buy them. I tried to look out for the guy. I gave him a price, with shipping well below what eBay would charge. He came in and he paid near $100 extra just to support the show. Yeah, that's just amazing. If I had 100 more guys like that, we could change the world. I promise you. So we have to give him a big random encounter shout out for being such a stand-up member of the community. He actually bought a 4th game because when I went to ship the thing, I had finally found a box big enough to ship this, but there was this big gap in room for a 4th game, so I sold another one of the 6 that I wasn't planning on selling. Hey, it even came partially painted. And for his great contribution to the show, we hooked him up with a custom painted mini and such. So I think he's probably pretty happy with his purchase as well. But yeah, just an amazing guy. He just got in over 30 pounds of fun. Where are we going? Anyway, cleaning out the shelves. I'm listing everything. I've been doing it for weeks now. Right now I'm going through the DVD collection. We're selling off everything to make room for stuff and to have funds to continue forward with what we want to do. Because I have these background projects, and I work on them for a while until I reach a certain point. Then I need something else, or I need something, and it's just buying it piecemeal here and there. I'm looking forward to when I just have everything we need and can just work and finish it, because it's going to drive me crazy. Talking of background projects, they have been on the hiatus now since late October. Why? Because I purchased and upgraded our video editor, and I have been sitting down and just pouring a ton of time into learning how to produce more high quality videos. Yeah, the sneak peek video we just put out, so you can see some of the stuff. Some exciting deep delves coming. We put that out. That was just me practicing around with it, but I can see that, that the editing and everything, but nothing's going to change. Everything's moving along, but nothing's going to change. How we do table talk, staying around, how we do our videos, that's definitely not going to change. I just hope to be able to bring you more and better content. With that in mind, it's time for the big announcement. I'm officially going full time for our channel and associated projects. Yeah, a little bit scary, but it's been 2 years coming. It's been 2 years coming, so it's time to do it. All this started with a daydream I had about sharing my gaming hobbies and finding like-minded people back around 2012 or 13, to be honest. And we never had the internet in our rural location to really support it. But 2 years ago we got it, and we've been kicking from there. But going full time, I'm excited, guys. I wanted to go full time when I had the background projects finished, and I kept placing these goals. It's like I've got to get to here before I go full time. I want to get this done before I go full time, before I justify going. But just thinking over the holidays and in my little vacation, I really, really, really thought about this. And I said, if I want to get to where I want to be to go full time, I'm going to have to go full time to get there. So it's just we're here. Now with us going full time, as I said, you're going to be getting more content, and you're going to be getting better content. No holds bar here for a while. You can be looking. I've got a ton of games I've wanted to review 2 years ago. Yeah, I've got a backlog of stuff to catch up on. A lot of solo gaming videos to catch up on. Deep delves. We announced the Castles and Crusades deep delve. We announced the Harp deep delve. We announced the Hostile deep delve. The deep delves, I try to give you a treatment on these if you haven't seen like our Tunnels and Trolls deep delve. I try to give you the most in-depth coverage I can on the given game system. So We'll be knocking castles and crusades out first and moving from there. And those are by far not the only deep delves we're going to do. But like I said, we're going to be mixing in some gameplay footage and stuff. I'm going to figure out how we're going to get that rolling. Yeah, I'm still in the planning stages. We're full time, but I'm planning everything out as best I can to get us really rocking and rolling. We're going to be like Table Talk is sort of our semi-regular show, our regular show here. I love the format. It gives me a lot of freedom to do exactly what I want to do for our channel, and that's sit down and talk to you in a legit manner. You know, we're not editing videos to change what we said and all this. We'll get into that later of what I see around the YouTube sphere. You know, but just a legit place that you come down and it's like you're sitting at the table with me and we're having the discussion. I'm sharing worlds of my imagination with you. You might learn something. You might get a laugh. But overall, you know, whatever you got from it, you know that it is real. Yeah, that's such a rare thing on YouTube now. I mean, it really is. It's we do everything we can not to be successful on YouTube, according to most people's standards of YouTube, views and subscribers and all this kind of stuff. But really and truly, that's not my measure of success. If it was, we'd have never started. Yeah, because I know I can't compete. You know, but YouTube, it used to be this brilliant place. It used to be a shining example of what human civilization could do. It gave people like me and everyday Joes and everybody, it gave us an outlet in which to reach other people through the internet in a video format. It was quickly taken over by mindless clickbait producers. Yeah, I've got to the point where I don't even watch gaming material on YouTube anymore. I don't even look it up because it's just a sea of mindless dummies clicking on clickbait titles to push them. That's all you really see. Yeah, there's very few legit places on YouTube to go. I want to make sure we're one of them. Yeah, I don't know. Am I going off the rails? Anyways, Table Talk is staying. Table Talk is staying. Same format we do for almost everything around here. We'll be mixing in the reviews throughout the week. We'll be mixing in the deep delves over time, gameplay, etc. We've got another semi-regular show coming at you. Single-player classics. Yeah, this is where I'm going to be doing something similar to Table Talk, but with video games, and we're going to play games, talk about video games, etc. Why am I going to do that? Because, believe it or not, even though we're primarily a tabletop-oriented show, especially in the solo sphere of the hobby, we have quite a few people that came here because we covered Intellivision or Atari and this and that. And I want to make sure no one feels neglected. Yeah, video gaming is very much a part of my gaming hobby, and it has been just as long as my tabletop hobby's been around. For me, I mostly play retro video games. I mostly play retro tabletop games for whatever reason. But I love the 2D games. You know, everything from the Atari 2600 up to the 16-bit generation, the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the TurboGrafx 16. Hey, I play 32-bit stuff, arcade stuff, and everything as well. It's just going to be a big random mix of my video gaming hobby with you. So I'm excited about that. So, you know, a lot coming at you, a lot for me to figure out how we're going to pace ourselves, because we don't want to go too hard and burn out, and we don't want to go too soft and get even further behind. So, you know, you guys might have some ideas about the pace for the show and what and how it should go. I hope you do. What else is going on? I don't know. I thought of talking about being legit and how we do our show. I sort of thought about the show a lot over our little holiday break I took. You know, I don't have anything that I could say that I used as inspiration for what we do. I literally just turn on the camera and I'm me. You know, I don't need to put on some weird persona. I don't need to be a 50-year-old guy dressed up as a teenager and saying like, no cap, where's a flizz, all this stuff. Get out of here with that. your joke. Yeah, I don't need to pretend I'm a professor and I'm not one of these people that get behind the camera and all you see is some hands moving around, some arms flailing around, rolling dice and such. No, like I said, it's about the whole feeling of this channel, the whole atmosphere, is that you're sitting at the table with me. You're here at the Fortress of Doom. We're sitting together at the TV playing some video games, whatever it is. That's the idea here. And I said, really, if I look at it, there are some not really influences on the show, but I see inspirations are something similar to some of my favorite shows when I was a kid. Number one, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. We have a lot in common with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I never thought I would grow up to say that. Yeah. But yeah, think about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Why is the lights going crazy again? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Forgive me. There we go. But I thought about it. What did Fred Rogers do with his show? He opened the door. You came into his house. You sit down. He was very positive. He reinforced really good things culturally. He promoted learning. You came in. You learned some stuff. You got to see some other people in his neighborhood, the postman and the garbage man and all this kind of stuff. But he sit down and sometimes you got to laugh. Sometimes it made you think about things that you never thought of before. But one of the biggest aspects that I loved about Mr. Rogers was when we called out Trolley Trolley and we went to his land of imagination with the puppets, the owls, and Lady Elaine. Rothschild, or whatever her name was. I gotta be quiet. And Prince, what was it? August and such. I'm sorry about the lights, guys. You just have to put up with it. Yeah. But maybe it's this pencil going crazy. Who knows? This camera's wild sometimes. But yeah, he shared his world of imagination. It was always interesting. And as you watched the show and got used to it, it sort of felt like that you knew Mr. Rogers and you knew his house and you knew what to expect. So I can definitely see how we're like that because, I don't do the fake personas and such. You guys get to know the real me and you get to know what I really have to say about things. Yeah, it's like we're in a relationship. You didn't know? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm sure they told Fred Rogers that when he came with this idea, or the producers, or whoever it is that came up with the idea of Mr. Rogers, I'm sure they told him it would never work. Yeah, because what was he competing with? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? The Thundercats? The A-Team? I don't know. What did we watch? We watched all kind of stuff. But it was during the time of some of the best Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse, some of the best 80s just off-the-wall kids shows and everything. And here we go. We got this guy that's going to open his door and let little kids in his house, and he's going to be wearing sweaters and showing them the lands of his imagination, yeah? I'm pretty sure they said no way, but he made it. He made it. Yeah, we can only hope to make it anywhere near what he made his show. That's true. Other shows, the Smurfs. That was another big show of mine when I was a kid. I absolutely loved the Smurfs. What was the Smurfs? It was a show about a community struggling against all odds but always overcoming. I said, that's very apropos for what we do around here. Yeah. But really, if you think about it, Papa Smurf was sort of the leader. And he would give advice and show them how to do things, but he left it up to the community to make them happen. It was always a community thing. Smurfette was kidnapped once again by Gargamel. Yeah, so they had to come together as a community to figure out how to grab her back, because you can't steal the only chick in the village. Come on now. Yeah. I don't know how similar we are to that. Maybe more similar than I hope. But yeah, I love the community aspect in doing things as a community. That's another big aspect of the Random Encounter show, at least for me. I absolutely love the community we have here. I've met so many wonderful people. Almost every day I'm talking to somebody out of the community. And it's actually interesting, and I learn some stuff, or I'm able to help them. And one last show, of course, is Alf. Yeah, I don't know. Alf is one of those shows whether you absolutely love it or you absolutely hate it. I fall into the absolutely love it category. Yeah, it's but what about Alf that reminds me of this show? It was Alf's the whole show's style of humor. Yeah, that the style of humor was you had this sort of West Coast normal family, I guess. You had Willie, the dad, who was a big time nerd, just like me. Out in his shed working with the telescope and with his ham radios and such. And then you had his wife and his daughter and his son, and all of them had their things going on. But you had Alfland, and complete chaos broke out for this family for years, yeah? And the main point of the show was Willie trying to hold it all together while retaining a little bit of his sanity. And the whole show, it was humorous because it was chaos. Every episode, it seemed more realistic. You know, this wasn't Leave It to Beaver meets the alien. No, this was like a realistic family, and the fact that the alien Alf, he didn't mean them any harm or anything, but he just didn't fit in with their culture because he liked to have fun. Yeah, and so it just felt like it was barely in control of the chaos at all times, and that's where the humor of the show came out, and that's where the humor of our show comes out. Really, it's I don't know. I hope people get a laugh every once in a while about it. I know I do. That's the best form of comedy. When you're laughing at yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Where are we going? Let's talk about comedians for a second. I don't know. Some of my favorite comedians of all time: Red Fox, John Candy, Steve Martin, etc. Yeah, Billy Crystal. I mean, come on. I just talked to Steve Priest about. We just had a conversation about comedians in the golden era of comedy. Robin Williams. Yeah. What is one thing that a lot of these comedians they found that worked so well and made them so great? It was the ability to laugh at themselves. Uh, a lot of comedians come on and they make fun of this person, they make fun of that person, they make fun of this group, they make fun of that group. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that comedy's sort of in vogue right now with our culture, with the pronoun culture and the woke culture and everything. It just is what it is. It's just culture. It's just a time on Earth, a different awareness for civilization. Hey, it's a great thing. Everything's progressing us toward our ultimate ends. I don't know what they will be, but they will be. Um, but instead of poking fun at other people, these comedians they come up with their best work making fun of themselves. Yeah, it absolutely is the best form of comedy. When they tell you a story of something they did and something went wrong and it turned out to be just hilarious, we laugh at them, right? But what makes it so funny and what makes it so memorable is that we're all human beings, and and either we've been through those experiences ourselves, or we can imagine how we would go through those experiences if we haven't. And the fact that a comedian can make us laugh not only at them but at our own mistakes and our own chaotic lives and our own worries and fears and such, that's the magic. That's where comedy is at its purest, best form. Yeah? Because life is hard. Life is difficult. It's full of tragedies. It's full of wonderful things. But ultimately it's full of tragedies because nothing in this world is permanent. We're all just visiting through wisp of time. Yeah? So being able to laugh at the experience, I think, is probably the best thing we can possibly do. I didn't find that anywhere in the Bible, but I mean, just from just from my experience, it doesn't matter how hard something is that we go through. If ultimately we can laugh at it and move on, and that's what helps us move on, that's got to be something ordained by God. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyways, how sidetracked did we get? Anyways, going full time with the show. Welcome back. Yeah, sorry guys. Sometimes I get long-winded, don't I? We go off on all kind of paths. But going full time for the show, I'm gonna be we're hitting first gear and we're pushing the pedal to the metal until either the engine explodes, the oil pan flies out, or the transmission flies off um, the drive shaft flies off the transmission, takes out a few pedestrians, hopefully people that are my enemies. Yeah. But the biggest worry and the biggest concern, I think, and where we're gonna really see where we're at is funding the show. Yes, I wanted to talk about funding the show for just a little bit. Yeah, give me your monies. No, I'm actually not a very. I don't value money other than it being a tool. I'm not a huge money hungry person. I'm semi-retired, so there's not a ton of worry in it. I do various odd work and background projects. I come from the realm of academia. Sometimes I take on projects, be editing stuff, doctoral board work, review work, or writing articles, doing bits of research, translation, whatever. I'm sort of cutting that off so I can be more full time here and be full time here. But for the show, how are we going to fund this thing? Because, hey, we got to keep the power on, the internet on, and keep us fed at least a little bit around here. Yeah? There's a lot of mouths to feed running around the Fortress of Doom. Uh, Funding the show. Number one, being subscribed, watching the videos, all that. We're monetized, yeah? So that helps out a little bit, guys. But if you think that's going to pay the bills, it's not. We're lucky if we get $1 for a video that we put out. Yeah, that's just the nature of the advertising thing on YouTube. As we grow, that will get better. Yeah, because I'm determined we're going to grow. I got some goals set up. We'll talk about those maybe in another episode before I go too long in this one. Yeah, sometimes somebody just needs to throw a shoe through the screen. Say, get to the point, damn you. But yeah, we're monetized. It helps a little. Any extra penny we can get helps. The drive-through affiliates though is something the affiliate links is something I wanted to talk about. You can find it in the description below. You can find it on our channel about page. We have a whole lot of RPG gamers here. Guys, if you will cut and paste that on your phone, on your computer, desktop, on your tablet, whatever it is that you watch the show and do your shopping from, etc., just take that and paste it on there. Anytime you think that you want to go through drive-through RPG and browse some stuff, buy something or whatever, use that affiliate link to get to drive-through RPG. Everything you buy will add some more pennies to the war funds, yeah? I think they give us something like 5%, which isn't so bad. And it doesn't cost you an extra dime. Yeah? And it doesn't cost the publishers or anybody an extra dime. It comes out of drive-through's cut. So it's a win-win. Yeah? You get cool stuff, you help the show, didn't cost anybody a dime. Sort of stuck it to the man, huh? If drive-through could be the man. Hey, it's the biggest store. Yeah? I don't know. I like drive-through RPG. I don't know anything about their politics and all that kind of stuff, but just on average, they have a really nice service. So I definitely don't mind using their affiliate links and sending people over to drive-through to grab their favorite RPG materials. What else? What else? You guys know that I do commission painting. Yeah? I've been on hiatus for that since late October. I said, we've got the holiday special coming up. I've got some projects I'm working on around the house. Hey, we're cutting logs around here. We're getting ready to do some painting and all kinds of stuff. It's the winter projects. Guys, I live in South Alabama. You don't want to work outside when it's 120 degrees with 98% humidity. It's this time of year you want to work. It's like high 60s, low 70s. It's beautiful outside. It's like a paradise. Until tonight. Then we get the big cold coming in, the freezing rain. So I've been out covering up our outside water pipes and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. But anyways, with commission painting, I put that sort of on hiatus. Just to work on the background projects and stuff around the house and such. I'm going to open it back up at this point, but on a very limited basis. I want to devote most of my time to the background projects. I have a whole lot of painting to do for those and a whole lot of building to do and creating more and more content here on our channel. So it will be on a very limited basis until we get some more free space to work in. If you're interested in commissions, all you got to do is message me through our Facebook page, our email me questingtablestudio@gmail.com. Yeah, hit me up. We can talk. I can get you, if you're a member here, I'll get you some great rates and we'll get whatever it is you want made up, painted, etc. Yeah, more than happy to help. I always like the idea of giving people something if they want to support me and support this show. So there's that. In the future, once some of those background projects are knocked out of the way and we got them rolling here on the channel, we'll definitely open up commissions more freely. And also, I'm going to take my current eBay store. It's in my old business's name that I had before COVID killed it. Yeah, I'm going to take my the eBay store that I currently have. We're going to rebrand it for the show. And we're going to offer our pre-painted work and all that kind of stuff there. Yeah? What else? What else? We got approved for memberships. Holy smokes. Right now we've opened up the memberships. Yeah, we just opened them up. Thad Weston, he jumped in immediately. Yeah, I said that's fantastic. I said he is the calling player in the member section. Yeah, he's there to make sure that you guys that join up get a good amount for the membership fee. We only have one tier opened up right now. And it'll be that way for a while. It's $2.99. It's the Random Encounter Army tier. You can check it out on the YouTube About page with the memberships. There's several perks in place. Early access to videos, live chats, different things to do with videos. What we're going to do on our side, though, because, I like to give you something just a little bit more than what YouTube would give you. Steve Priest has jumped in, and he's going to do some custom emojis and maybe some badges, that you guys will get when you're members. And for the badges work that new members get a certain badge. If you stay a month, 6 months, a year, however long you're a member of the channel, you keep getting updated badges to show your loyalty. Yeah? The custom emojis, I believe they work during our live chats and stuff, but knowing Steve and his style of art, they're going to be fantastic. I got a few funny placeholders there until he's done, yeah? But also from my end, you're going to be getting extra community content, behind the scenes stuff, some community posts on gaming and such, and a monthly questions and answer video for members only. We'll put up a thing where you can ask anything you want to ask, and Devstalker 5 will do his best to answer it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It can be about gaming. I hope it's about gaming, most of it anyways. Video gaming, tabletop gaming, solo gaming. But if you need dating advice, marital advice, life advice, I don't know. I'll try my best to answer it, And I can only imagine the chaos that's going to come from that at some point. I can only imagine. But we've got that opened up. As we move along, you want some great business advice? Some free business advice? I'm not new to the business game. We could open up full tiers and just throw it out there and let you have at it. Yeah? But that's not sound business advice. If you want to start a business, it's always easy to look at the end goals and the end thing and see all the stuff you can offer customers and clientele and such. And most people want to jump right in, they want to buy all the equipment, they want to set it up and have it running at the max from the beginning because you think it'll be big faster, it'll grow faster. And that's normally not the case. In fact, it's normally one of the worst things you can do for a business. Because you end up either not having the business structured, the employees, or the ability, or the customer base to handle having it running at full max. Yeah, it's much better to start off and just grow things organically. As customers start building up, as clients start building up, as members start building up, whatever you're going to do, you keep growing to the next step and the next step. That way you can sort of pace yourself and you have everything in place as you go. You don't end up having an expensive catastrophe that just never worked out. So with our memberships, it's going to be one tier for a while. Yeah, and we're going to have a lot of fun and continue to having fun on that one tier. Uh, Eventually, we will open up further tiers as we move along. Nothing terribly expensive, but awesome, some awesome stuff I want to do with members of our channel. And for those that aren't interested in membership, do not worry. I said this 2 years ago. We were never going to put a paywall up for our content for the Random Encounters show. All the main content and all the stuff that we do, you're going to get. Yeah? Because I do it, it's a passion to share my hobbies, to find like-minded people, to build the community. You can't do that behind a paywall. Yeah, so don't worry. The Random Encounter show's not going to go anywhere or change a whole lot for our regular subscribers. So yeah, and with the funding thing, I'm sort of like an octopus when it comes to this kind of thing. We have a lot of game developers, artists, authors, and companies that watch this show. We're going to be open. We're opened to partnerships with companies and such in the gaming sphere. I haven't really thought about how to say it, but with our partnerships, we work with Steve Crompton, Trollholla Press, City of the Gods kind of stuff. The deal is with this is that if you want to come in, partner up with the show, you want to sponsor some ads. I think we'll do some sponsorships on Table Talk and maybe the single player classics. Yeah, we'll see where we go. But if you want to come in with sponsorship, get some promotion and such, I'm more than happy to work with you. Everything from building the ads to helping gear it toward where it needs to be geared, etc. But the deal of this is this is a community. Yeah? Any company that comes forward that wants to sponsor anything or have us do anything, it has to be a company that I know and trust, and they are healthy companies. They promote healthy hobby gaming. Yeah? It's, Wizards of the Coast could never come to me and say, we'll pay you any amount of money to show our stuff, sponsor our stuff, whatever. No, absolutely not. It's just the way things are. I don't know. That's a whole nother episode. You guys notice that there's some companies that we don't talk about whatsoever. There's companies I won't even talk bad about because I don't want to talk about them at all. Yeah, that's just how much I'm against stuff that they do. But anyways. Yeah. For companies that want to, shoot me an email, questingtablestudio@gmail.com. We will be happy to review things, set you up, and get you rolling. I'm also going to be looking at bringing some of my skills and work from the academic sphere. I know it's hard to tell, guys. I know it's hard to tell because we're relaxed here. And I can barely verbalize anymore. I've lived as a hermit since basically 2016, 15. What do you want me to tell you? I don't talk to a lot of people, so my verbalization has went downhill drastically. Starting to improve though, talking by myself to this camera for a couple of years. Guys, one day I'm gonna come up with a padded jacket. I don't know. I'm still terribly camera shy. But I realize my camera shyness isn't that I'm scared of the camera. It's that I feel so awkward and so weird talking to the camera, essentially talking to myself. But you guys actually help me because, like I said, you come in with your comments and such. It makes it, yeah, I'm not talking to the camera anymore. I actually know some of the people and many of the people out there that's going to be watching this. So I feel like I'm talking to all of you. Yeah, it helps, but every once in a while it really hits. It's like, wow, I'm just sitting around here talking to myself all the time now. Anyways, it might be hard to believe based on this channel, but I have 2 doctorates to my name, a master's, etc. I've worked in the academic fields for a while. I've worn many hats throughout my life, guys. I'm down to earth. I'm salt to the earth as I possibly can. I was born and raised on a farm, and that kind of life is where my heart will always be, no matter how much we fill our head up. But I've wore all kind of hats. But I've got academic credentials to my name. And when it comes to my writing, I'm much more astute in my communications as a writer. I've published. I've been published. I've been down this road. So I'm going to be throwing my hat in with some different people. I'm talking with Paul over at Zozier Games. He's got a big thing coming out soon. I think I'm going to talk to him a little bit more, but I can throw my hat in as working around, especially the indie RPG scene, because there's so much brilliant stuff coming out. But like Paul, it's mostly one-man operations. Hey, if they need help, I can come in. We can do proofreading, we can do editing, we can work with game mechanics, play test, etc. So I'm going to be throwing my hat in the ring around that. Like I said, it's all about finding ways to help fund the show and keep things rolling and growing this thing so that I can continue bringing you just better and better hobby gaming material and content. Yeah? So anyways, how long are we in here for? 41 minutes. Guys, I hope your 2024 is already proven to be a great year. I've got a feeling 2024 is where things turn around in the world. Yeah? I don't know. I just got a feeling. Either it goes... We know elections in America are coming, so it could go really bad. But for some reason, I've got just a really positive vibe for the year for the first time in, I don't know, 3 years or so. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited we're going full time. I'm excited to see what we can all do together, and I'm excited to see where we grow, because we're definitely going to grow. It's all about pushing the gas pedal at this point. Anyways, please get into the comments. Give me all of your ideas, all of your suggestions. If you think it's a train wreck, get in there and say, hey, it's a train wreck. You were right 2 years ago. You're heading into a train wreck. Sometimes it feels like that, but I really don't care. Yeah, if I cared about having a train wreck, I'd never got onto a camera. I'd never been on YouTube for 2 years. So if it is a train wreck, we'll just go off the rails. Yeah, look out, Ozzy Osbourne. Here we come. Anyways, I'll be seeing you very shortly here around the Random Encounter Show. I'm going to finish up my campaign to a stopping point here. Get back to listing a whole bunch of stuff on eBay and throwing it out there, and in the Random Encounter Army as well. I should probably mention that. I'm terrible at self-promotion. The Random Encounter Army, we got an ongoing post of stuff I'm finding to throw up. We're just putting it up there. You can definitely get it there much cheaper than eBay prices if you choose to do so. Anyways, is it still the Random Encounter Show? Damn right. I'll see you guys later.
And this has been but one tale from the days of high adventure. You can join Deathstalker 5 on his quest by hitting that subscription button and joining his Random Encounter Army. On the channel's About page, you will find our Facebook page and Facebook group where you can get more directly involved with the fun. And make sure you use our affiliate links to support our show.